Okay, so we did chapter 1, question 3. And it says, how have you noticed or even experienced the spirit of utilitarianism, using others for one's personal benefit and pleasure in relationships? Based on the observation that this using of others may take different forms for men and women, what are some of the specific ways you have seen men and women use each other? Well, first off, utilitarianism is a view that affects the way we relate to one another. Even the best people can go through utilitarianism, whether they realize it or not. Because you can be wanting the best interest for somebody else, but to get what you want, you're going to do what you need to do to get there. I have a special guest, and she's going to give you some examples of utilitarianism. This is Erin. Hi. So how have you experienced utilitarianism and boys using girls and girls using guys and stuff?
Well, I've had a lot of experiences more or less with friendship rather than dating or relationships in that form. So friendships, there have been a lot of rough times for me in friendships because I've tried so hard to keep a friend, to keep that relationship with a friend going. And when they give up and they don't want to try anymore, I keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. And I guess that that utilitarianism can come through more for me trying to keep that relationship and me trying to not be lonely instead of me just letting it go because it needs to be let go. Yeah. Recently I realized that actually more in my life, and I did let that relationship go. And it's been hard for me, and it's been a few days, but I feel like I'm so much better off now that relationship is done.
Well, were they using you in that relationship, to get to other friends, or, maybe they were using you because they knew you'd pay for them to go out to eat and stuff like that?
I think they were using me in a sense more emotionally.
Okay.
I was their emotional anchor. Yes. I was their anchor. I was their rock.
Yeah, that makes sense. Another form we talked about in class of people using each other as friends with benefits. Obviously, that's kind of a subject. Have you been in the situation to know anybody in that situation, and did you try to get them to be look, hey, it's not okay because he's using you and you're using him?
Actually, yeah, I've been in a few, not very many, a few problems where my friends have been in friends with benefit situations, and I always tell them, I'm you know what, neither of you are getting anything out of this. You're just getting an emotional roller coaster, which is not what you need, and it's uncomfortable, and it's awkward when you have to deal with this person outside of that relationship, because if you're alone, it's completely different, but when you're around people and you have to tolerate that person, it's really hard to go from remembering that relationship that you had on Friday rather than coming back to school and everything being completely different and you acting as friends, because it's just too much work and it's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, and basically just in the book, it just talks about that it's an unhealthy relationship, exactly. Like you said, because you may think that both of you are getting something out of it, but in the long run, you're not.